All right. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Come on in the house. Welcome to Love Coach Sessions Live. I'm your man, KTJ, and this is Love Coach Sessions Live. We're getting it in. We're glad to be here. And today we're getting into it. We're going to talk about the 5 signs of toxic behavior in a relationship. I want you guys to drop your comments down in the comment section. Come on in the house, drop your comments in the comment section, and we're going to get this talk going, you guys. Welcome to the session today, Love Coach Sessions Live. Today, you guys, it's just me. I'm jumping into it. I'm going to go hard in the paint by myself, and but it's just me and you, and we're going to get it in. So I got a talk. I got a comment, and I'm going to break down a comment from someone who sent me a message, you guys, in my inbox, and they were describing their toxic relationship. So you guys don't want to miss this. So it's going to be a good talk here tonight. So come on in and check in, you guys. Let me know that y'all in the building. What's up, Demetria? How are you? She's in the building. She said good evening. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, Stephanie? In the building. My people are here. LV is in the building. What's going on? Hello, everybody. All right, let's get this show on the road, you guys. So today, you guys, we're talking about it, like the toxic behaviors that we absolutely, listen, you can't let this stuff go by. You cannot let this stuff go by. And so you're going to get some good stuff, I think, in this session today. Just give you something to think about as we get through this. And so this talk, it actually sparked from a conversation I had with a friend. She met the one. She met the one. She met the brother who's supposed to be the one. She met him and she fell for him. She said, you know what? Man, he takes me shopping. He takes me out on, to restaurants. We have fun together. We have a good time. He even introduced me to his family, took me, a few states away to his family, and his family loved him, loved me. I brought him to my family, she said. Brought him to my family, and my family loved him. She said, my family just loved the guy. But then something happened. Then I noticed some things. She said, I noticed some behaviors that I wasn't really sure what was going on with him. She said, and one of these times I noticed that he stopped taking his medication. Stopped taking his medication. He stopped caring for himself. And I noticed the anxiety in him started to grow. His demeanor started to change. He went from sweet and loving to, a guy who's quick to get mad and get angry. Just like that. And she said, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. He just flipped on me. He went from Mr. Right to Mr. Wrong. Just like that. So as she's telling this story, I started asking a question. I'm like, okay, so let me ask you something. Had you seen any of these behaviors before? She said, well, I did see him. I said, okay, so tell me about the thing that just happened that made y'all break up. So here's what she said. She said, we were coming back from somewhere and was enjoying the afternoon. We was enjoying the evening. And I wanted him to do something like come outside and maybe feed the dog or something like that. And for whatever reason, he got upset. He was like, I'm not feeding no dog. She was like, oh, okay, well, you stay on over there. And he didn't, just went off, right? She said the man grabbed her and threw her to the ground, grabbed her and tossed her to the ground, shook her up. She was like dumbfounded, couldn't believe that this guy had put his hands on her, left a mark on her body, and Then once she said, oh, no, this ain't going down, I'm about to hop on the horn, he grabbed her again and slammed her again, right? She was able to get out of the house. She was able to get away, and she was able to get free from the situation. Now, it's bad, y'all. It's bad. So she was able to get free, but she was really shaken by this. So I asked her, I said, was there anything that indicated to you that this could possibly happen, that this guy was not all there? She said, you know what? He did raise his voice at me earlier on in the relationship. She said he hollered at me, and I told him he better not ever holler at me again. He hollered at her again. And she said, it made her upset. She was like, you know what? I'm not going to take this from you. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. And then this big thing happened. Now, I spoken to her recently, and she said, you know what? He tried to get in touch with me and says, hey, let's get back. Let's meet for lunch. Let's meet. But she like, we not meeting for no lunch. I'm done with you, bro. Now, listen to this, y'all. Before we get into these 5 signs, right? Sometimes in these situations like this, that sounded like a classic abuser situation, right? But sometimes you don't always see the signs. But tonight, I'm going to give y'all a couple of signs of a toxic person, whether it's a toxic man. I know this is the Secrets of the Mind of a Man show, but today, guess what? There's plenty of toxic women out there. Plenty of toxic women out there who get upset and they fit into the criteria of this. So check this out. Here go them 5s. I'm gonna go ahead and give you all these 5s. All right. Let me give you these 5s, and then we're gonna go back to that story, and then we're gonna jump into the audio that we got for today. All right. So one sign of toxic behavior in a relationship is anger, right? Now, people often show anger because they can't necessarily show hurt, can't show embarrassment, can't show all of these signs. They can't show all that stuff, right? So anger is an easy emotion. It's a mask for something else, right? So sometimes for people who are toxic, they'll use anger as something to control you with. Don't make me angry. You made me angry. The thing you said, you always say this, or you never do that, right? Anger, right? You always. Now listen to this, y'all. Here go a quick tip for y'all. If anybody ever uses the word always and never, it's automatically wrong, right? Always those are complete sentences of totality. So unless they got statistical data to back up their always, you always do such and such, and you never do such and such, it's almost always wrong. So the minute you hear somebody say, you always doing that, they're wrong. It's not true. It's not true. All right. So it's the anger. Watch out for that anger. Now listen to this, you guys. So this goes for whether you in a love relationship, friendship, or family. Some of these same things you'll see in these other kinds of relationships. So not just love relationships. All right. Sarcastic statements. Number 2, sarcastic statements. Right. Sarcasm is it's a way of showing wit. It's your way of showing something funny, right? But it's intended to sting, right? In a ha-ha kind of way. Oh, your breath stink. Yeah, your mama, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, watch out for the sarcasm. Sometimes that sarcasm is just a little path in to get to saying some things that they really want to say. They really wanted to tell you your breath stink, but said it in a funny way, maybe to hurt your feelings. They try to laugh it off. All right. So manipulation, number 3. Number 3 is manipulation. When a person wants you to, let's say I tell you, you know what? I don't want you to go. Don't go to Golden Corral anymore. You know, I hate Golden Corral. They got all them. They got them buns. They got those buns, and those buns, they just all greasy on top. They smell good, but they don't. I don't like. I don't want you going there no more. Plus the people there, I don't like how they look at you. Right now, let's say your office decides, hey, we going to Golden Corral, and if you have to think about the fact that if I go to Golden Corral, it's gonna make him mad or her mad, because she doesn't want me to go there. She thinks there's somebody there looking at me. Somebody in Golden Corral wants me. And if I go to Golden Corral and I go back and tell them I want to go to Corral, they're going to think I was in there flirting. Now, this is in your head. Now you can't go to no Golden Corrals because of what someone else had to say. All right. LV got a comment. She said, pay attention to anger towards you and others. Don't overlook anger towards others because it can turn on you. Good stuff. Good stuff. So watch out for that manipulation, right? That's a true sign of toxic behavior because it is controlling. Y'all do understand this toxic behavior is about power and control. It's about power and control. And there are some people out here who want to control you. And I'm telling you, there's some women who play this game harder than the men, right? Want to control you. They want to decide what your life is going to be and don't want you to have any kind of say in it. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Let me make sure I'm on in here. Okay. All right. So look. Hey, Keisha. Keisha's watching on the Facebook. All right. Check it out. So here we go. Number 4. Number 4 is the number 4 sign of toxic behavior. Someone who is deeply insecure. You can't go nowhere without them feeling like you're trying to get away from them. Always calling, always texting. If you don't text them back in a couple of minutes after they texted you, they might call you and say, why aren't you called? Why didn't you accept my text? How come you didn't text me back? How come you didn't call me back? How come, are you trying to ignore me? Why are you trying to act like I don't exist? Are you texting other people? I bet you if I checked your phone, you checked it, you texted somebody else. How come you can't text me? How come I can't go where you're going? You going somewhere with the job after work? Oh, you don't want me to go? Why can't I go? Oh, you going there with somebody? Oh, okay, that's what it is. It's that constant, deep insecurity you have to watch. I'm telling you, it's in the language. Up here, I talked about anger a few minutes ago. Look, before somebody smacks you, they smack you. Before they smack you with their hand, they smack you with your words. Watch out for people who have angry words. They'll smack you with their words first and their hand second. Deeply insecure, number 4. Number 5, they are a taker. Have you ever seen somebody who's just a taker? Like they want to win at all costs. They want to win and other people lose, and they were like, hey, that's too bad for them, right? Always a taker. Now, there's an example, you guys, that I use often that people wouldn't necessarily see as a taker. Somebody's going like, you know what, Cal? I'm not a taker. I'm no taker. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Okay. Well, there are some people who have what I call the Florence Nightingale syndrome. All right. The Florence Nightingale syndrome is having the heart for the people, right? Florence Nightingale, y'all know Florence Nightingale. She was the first United States. She opened the first nursing school, and she I think she cut her teeth in the war. I can't remember which war. All right. But she went about healing everyone. And there are some people who have what I call the Florence Nightingale syndrome. They just want to help somebody. They just want to, oh, let me patch you up and put you back together. All he really needs is some love, right? All he really needs is somebody to love him. Nobody's ever cared about him. Florence Nightingale syndrome, right? But listen to this. The Florence Nightingale syndrome is a form of manipulation. People get a warm feeling of they can say sometimes some of the manipulators can say, I helped. You know what? If it wasn't for me, where would you be? If it wasn't for me, where would you be? Where would your life go? I know, and you know what? I've seen this, y'all. Wow. Look, I've seen this in organizations. I attended a church one time that if you left that church, it was like leaving the family. It was like leaving the mafia. And you wasn't going to be blessed. You wasn't going to be well. You wasn't going to have any money. Your life was going down the drain just because you left them. Now you won't have nothing. It's manipulation. Your life is not going downhill because you leave anybody. Hello? Your life is not going downhill because you leave anybody. You don't allow anybody to put you in a box and to manipulate you and to tell you what you're going to be and how you're going to be it and how God ain't going to love you. God ain't going to be with you. God is not pleased with you going out of here, being on your own and going to that church down the street or that organization or that new job or that. I've had people tell me, leaving this job means, like you're going to leave a lot when you leave here. But guess what? This ain't the only job. As if my life and the decision to leave the job, life going down the tubes now because I left the job. No. Matter of fact, life got better when I left the job. I had more time for family, more time to do the things I wanted to do. I had a more upward mobile career. And for some of these people, you need to leave them because they have that kind of attitude. Hello, somebody. Takers. Number 5 is takers. Be careful of people who are takers. Toxic behavior. How come, listen to this, y'all. How come everything has to go your way? Does everything got to go your way? Everything has to be to your advantage. We can't go nowhere to eat except for where you want to go. We can't, go out to go dancing except for the place that you choose. I have to wear what you say. I'm telling y'all, it's very subtle. Toxic behavior seeps in. You don't even see it coming. It's like smoke. You don't even see it coming. But the next thing you know, you're not going over your mama's house anymore. You're not hanging out with your boys anymore. You're not going here and going there and enjoying your life. And now everything is wrapped around your mate and making someone else happy. Now, I do believe, y'all, that we have a responsibility to help to make our mates happy, right? There is a place for that, right? Because nobody gets in a relationship to be miserable. Let's be honest. But at the same time, the question is, are you happy? Are you making yourself happy? Now, so let's talk about it, y'all. I also got five things to do. I'm not just going to leave you wide open with this toxic behavior. I'm going to give you 5 things to do if you are in a toxic relationship and how to deal with it. All right. Number 1, get away from them. I don't care if it's your mama, because sometimes you can have toxic parents. You can have toxic brothers and toxic sisters. Spend less time with people. And you know what? Here's a test, y'all. Here's how you test it. You go around them, spend some time with them, right? And then get by yourself and judge how you feel. How do you feel after being in their presence? Do you feel better? Do you feel lifted? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel encouraged? Or do you feel depressed? You feel like just, being just throwing it all away, right? How do you feel when you're around there? So if you need to, if you can, I don't care if it's your friend, if it's your mate, now if it's your husband and wife, you're gonna have to figure out. But you are going to have to find a way to put space between yourself and a manipulator. Now, I'm encourage you, if you're in a marriage and a serious relationship, find a therapist and get some time on that couch and start working on those issues. All right. Number 2, the second thing you can do to fix this. I see you, LaDonna. Leave you feeling drained. Time to gray rock them. Okay. Hey, Marion. Marion said, very subtle. Get away from them. That's ma'am. Number 2, be conscious of what's happening. Listen, y'all. Sometimes we don't want to admit what is happening. Sometimes we don't want to admit what's happening because it'll make us look bad. It'll make us feel bad. We'll feel like, I made a mistake. Look, some people stay with people because they don't want to look bad to other people, right? Let's take my friend who talked to me about ending up in an abusive relationship. Some people stay in an abusive relationship because they don't want to be embarrassed that they introduced that partner to their family. They introduced their partner to their friend. They told their pastor, this is him, pastor. We're getting married next year, 2 years from now. And now they got to go back and tell the pastor, the relationship's over. For some people, they can't take that embarrassment. Come on, y'all. Look, if y'all feeling me, hit me with them thumbs up. Let me know that y'all with me on this. Some people will stay in these relationships like that because they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be looked like, oh, here she go again. Some people don't want to start over, right? But guess what? They told me when I was a young kid, a good run is better than a bad stand. Sometimes it's better for you to run than to stand. All right. And if somebody puts their hands on you, all bets are off. No, we not getting back together. No, nothing else to talk about. You have to be concerned about your safety. Who watched the ID channel? Type me if you watch the ID channel. Type me down below if you watch the ID channel. If you watch the ID channel, you know that it can be very subtle. And next thing you know, the person's hands are around your throat, shaking like this. And the next thing you know, you stop breathing. How many people are dead today at the hands of somebody they thought would never hurt them? They thought, you thought Susie Shaniqua would never do what she did. She would never hit you in the back of your head with a shovel. She would never bust you upside your head with a bat and beat your brains in. He would never drown you in the bathtub. I have a cousin who was drowned in the bathtub. I remember, I'll never forget it. Drowned by her boyfriend. She never would have thought he would do something like that, but he did. All right, let's get to it. So number 2 is be conscious of what's happening. Are you conscious of what's happening? Yes. Are you conscious of what's happening? Number 3, be honest with yourself. Sometimes y'all, sometimes we are the cause of the situation. We are the cause. Right? It's me, oh Lord, standing in need of prayer. Right? It's me. Sometimes we are in these situations, and sometimes we're the victim, and sometimes you are the perpetrator. Let's be honest. Some people, look, y'all, some people will make you want to choke them. Look, some people will make you, they'll make you want, if you feel like you are getting ready to do some bodily harm to somebody, you get ready, you heard me say all this stuff, and you like, that's me. You need to get some professional help. You need to get some professional help ASAP. Look it up in Psychology Today. Look in your area. There is a therapist who will help you. If you can't find one, inbox me and I will help you find a therapist to help you with your manipulation and toxic behavior. All right. Number 4, get help from family and friends. If you need to get away from this toxic relationship, you're going to need a support system. If you're going to get away, look, because listen, I'm not, for some of these situations, if you can just distance yourself and go your way and it can work out, great. But I'm telling you, for the most part, you're going to need a support system, because some of these people are nuts. Some of these toxic people are crazy. I know we can't really call people crazy no more, but some of these people are a little off, right? And they will stalk you and chase you down, and you be on the ID channel. All right. So, you're definitely going to have to get help. You have to get a team effort. You should not be in these situations by yourself with nobody to talk to. You need to have somebody that you can talk to about these situations. All right. And number 5, think. How do you get out of this situation? Think. Sit down and think. What is the future if I stay? You can do profit loss. If I stay, what will happen? And if I leave, what's likely to happen? And if you're in with a toxic person and you realize you are with a toxic person, the downside is really down. So make a good decision. All right. My girl LV said your mate should be whole and happy with themselves. Whole and happy with themselves. Your relationship should be an enhancement, not the main event. Being the main event will suck you dry. Talk that talk. You talking good. Like, people will treat you the way you treat yourself. Look, one of the things I tell my clients, I say, look, take yourself out to dinner. Don't wait for somebody else to treat you well. You have to learn to treat yourself well first. You create the path for them to follow. And trust me, some of these people, they will act like they are following the path, but they'll do little stuff that shows toxicity. Right? Now, I don't want you all being on edge like, is that toxic? Is that toxic? Looking for toxic. That's not it. But I'm just telling you, go back, watch this video 2-3 more times. Okay? And check out these toxic signs and these toxic behaviors that you absolutely cannot ignore. You cannot ignore this. If you see it, then respond to it the way you need to respond to it. All right? But you cannot let it go. Cannot let it go. All right? So check it out. Let me let you guys hear this conversation. I don't have it through the I want you guys to check it out.
Okay, so the relationship that I'm speaking of is my marriage. And of course, during the dating phase, it was not toxic. It only became toxic once we said I do. Now, initially when things were happening, I honestly thought, hey, these are the bumps in the roads of marriage. These are the highs and lows. You're going to go through some things. You work through. But then there were some things that, happened that had me looking a little differently, like, all right, now this right here, this probably ain't highs and lows of marriage, and this is about to get some hands flinging and some stuff dealt with that we don't need to be having, and you about to unbirth a person in me that I put away a long time ago. So I think that was the first time that I really realized it was toxic. But yet and still, I was married to this individual.
All right. So there's more coming, you guys. So she's married to the individual, married to the guy, and she starts seeing some things. Now, as you guys know, there's a lot of things that are involved in that, right? Because if you married to the person, it's not like you could just walk out and just like there's no repercussion, right? So you sometimes will take some things that you should not take. Let's hear more.
So, we continued to talk some things through. We did a little counseling. We did a couple of things to try to see, if there was any maneuvering around it. And it got to a point where I found myself getting really depressed. I found myself changing everything about the way I was dealing with stuff, the way I was moving and stuff like that. And I got to the point where I started developing anxiety. And when I got to that point, I was like, oh, heck no. I'm going to have to let you go before you kill me. Because I ain't never experienced nothing like this with me.
All right. So she recognized what was going on, recognized the changes. You get to the point now that this is a real call, right? You get to the point that you start changing yourself, not eating and just starting to feel depressed, starting to feel not yourself, right? It's real. This is real right here. And it really happened. Let's check out the rest.
But it was coming to that conclusion because it didn't happen immediately after I came to that conclusion. But it was coming to that conclusion that got me in preparation mode to be able to get myself prepared for the fact that that transition was getting ready to happen. It wasn't something that, I could just jump out of because I'm married to you. I'm married to you, and there's some steps and things that have to be put into motion. So there were quite a few things that I had to do to just get myself prepared, but it wasn't long. I would say probably within 3 to 4 months, it was a done deal.
All right. 3 to 4 months. And it was a done deal. So this is for this young lady, y'all. Took her 3 to 4 months to really get herself free from that situation. For some people, it takes them years to get free from some of these situations. But I'm telling you that it's possible. But the thing is, you got to start somewhere with this. First, you got to recognize, wait, what is happening? You heard her, right? She started noticing, wait, I'm feeling depressed all the time. I'm starting to lose the love for me. This whole thing is starting to fall apart. Wait a minute. I'm losing myself. Yeah. That is a sign, and it's not a wonderful sign. It's not a good sign. Let's check it out. LV said, there are people who will hit you, but also pay attention to a person who will hurt themselves. You know what? Wait a minute. Let me stop right there, y'all. That's a form of manipulation, right? Some people will say, do you want me to hurt myself? I'll hurt myself, and it'll be all your fault, right? Toxic. That's toxic behavior. It's manipulating you to get what they want, and they'll use their own pain. And you know what, y'all? There are some people who will actually go through with it. If you leave me, I'll kill myself. And you know what? Sometimes if you stay, they'll kill you. So it's either me or you. It's going to be you. No question about it. LV said they can use that to manipulate you. If they'll hurt themselves, they don't care about hurting you. I'm telling y'all, it's toxic. So drop your comment down below. Let me hear from somebody here. Let me hear your comments. And I love when people respond on through the YouTube, on the YouTube side, because I can respond a little faster to the comments. But we'll be on Facebook as well, just continuing the conversation, because I think this is a worthwhile conversation. I think we need to have more of these conversations about these sort of things and these behaviors. And look, I need y'all to hit share this with somebody that needs it, right? There's somebody who's dealing with a toxic relationship, a toxic thing, dealing with a toxic situation, and they need help. They need some help, and you all the help that they got. All right. Look, if you need help in finding the one, join the club. Finding the One Club. Go to findingtheone.club. Get the free mini course. That is going to be very helpful for you. And as well, if you need a love coach session live, if you need a love coach session, jump into my inbox, send me an email. I'll do what we can. We'll see if we can get you going, put you on a list, and see if we can help you to find the one. So we do one-on-ones, I have clients that I help with their situation. They're single, looking for the one, and they're getting great results. I got a Saturday class that got going on. Got a program that we're launching here shortly, and it's called Captivation. I gave it to my clients, and they love it. And so I'm going to open it to I'm gonna put it out there for everybody to get that if you are interested in it. If you're looking for love, looking for the one, looking for the right one, not the toxic one, then we definitely going to be able to help you. Shoot me an email and I will get you all the information that you need for all of that. So, all right, you guys, thank y'all so much for being here. Appreciate the love and appreciate the comments. Till next time, peace and love.